He thought he could control everything, the dog, the crowd, and even the law itself. But one ill-conceived stunt turned his overconfidence into public humiliation, with the echoes of cheers, jeers, and handcuffs marking the swift downfall of his ego. Want to know how it all went wrong? Let's dive in. Man, this place is so dull, Jason muttered, adjusting his sunglasses and slumping against a railing. His German shepherd, Titan, sat obediently at his feet, but even the dog seemed unimpressed with the bustling plaza. Beside him, Liam sighed. Jason, for once, just enjoy the atmosphere. Not everything needs to be a spectacle, you know? Jason smirked, his eyes scanning the crowd. Come on, Liam. Look at these people. They're mesmerized by a guy standing still. It's ridiculous. Liam shrugged. It's tradition, Jason. These guards have been a symbol of discipline for centuries. Show some respect. Jason's eyes gleamed with mischief as they landed on a stoic guard near the gate. Respect? For a statue? Please. Liam froze. Don't even think about it. Jason crouched next to Titan, his voice lowering to a conspiratorial whisper. What do you think, boy? Ready to make some headlines? Liam's face turned pale. Jason, no. This isn't one of your dumb pranks. Those guards don't play. If you cross the line, Jason cut him off with a dismissive wave. Relax. It's just a joke. Look at him. He's practically a mannequin. Titan will have him flinching in no time. The massive dog perked up, sensing Jason's energy. His ears stood tall, and his sharp eyes locked onto the guard as if waiting for a command. Jason, stop! Liam hissed. You're seriously going to regret this. Jason ignored him. Unhooking Titan's leash, he pointed toward the guard and said, Go on, Titan. Show him who's boss. Titan launched forward like a bolt of lightning, his powerful frame barreling toward the guard. Gasps rippled through the crowd as cameras were raised to capture the unfolding drama. Jason, call him back! Liam shouted, panic evident in his voice. But Jason was grinning ear to ear, basking in the attention. Look at him. He's not even flinching. Is this guy human or what? The crowd watched in stunned silence as Titan barked furiously, his growls growing deeper as he approached the guard. The tension in the air was thick, every pair of eyes glued to the unfolding scene. Then it happened. The guard's voice boomed across the plaza like a thunderclap. Stand down! Titan froze mid-stride, his ears flattening as the authoritative command reverberated in the air. The crowd collectively held their breath, the energy shifting from excitement to unease. Jason chuckled nervously. See? No harm done. Just a little fun. But before he could say more, two security officers appeared, moving swiftly but calmly toward Titan. One knelt next to the dog, offering a treat with steady hands. Within moments, Titan was leashed and led away from the guard, his tail wagging slightly as the tension dissolved. The other officer approached Jason, his expression firm. Sir, you've disrupted public order. Step back immediately. Jason raised his hands, his grin faltering slightly. Whoa, it's just a joke. Lighten up, will you? The murmurs from the crowd grew louder, their disapproval palpable. Someone call the police. A woman shouted from the sidelines. Teach him a lesson, added another voice. Liam grabbed Jason's arm, his voice urgent. Dude, stop. You're digging yourself deeper. Jason pulled away, his confidence morphing into defiance. He turned toward the guard, his voice dripping with mockery. You're not even real, are you? Just a guy in a goofy costume, pretending to be important. Liam's face turned crimson. Jason, enough! Just stop! But Jason wasn't listening. Fueled by embarrassment and frustration, he lunged forward, grabbing at the guard's uniform. His fingers hooked onto a brass button, yanking it hard enough to tilt the guard's hat. The crowd gasped. The plaza seemed to freeze in time. Hey! That's enough! A voice roared from the sidelines. The security officers sprang into action. One grabbed Jason's arm, twisting it behind his back, while the other pressed him firmly to the ground. Get off me! Jason yelled, his voice cracking as he squirmed against their grip. I didn't do anything. The officers worked with precision, ignoring his protests as they restrained him. Applause erupted from the crowd. That's what he gets, an older man shouted, his voice brimming with satisfaction. A woman holding a child chimed in. Maybe now he'll learn some manners. Liam buried his face in his hands, his voice barely a whisper. I told you, Jason. I told you this was a bad idea. Jason's face burned with humiliation as he struggled to free himself. This is ridiculous. It was just a joke. But his pleas fell on deaf ears. The sound of sirens cut through the air, a piercing reminder of how far things had spiraled out of control. A black police car pulled up, and two uniformed officers stepped out. One of them, tall and commanding, approached Jason with measured steps. "Sir, you are under arrest for disturbing public order and assaulting a security officer. Stand and cooperate." Jason froze, the reality of his situation finally sinking in. The defiance drained from his face, replaced by genuine fear. The officers helped him to his feet, securing his wrists in cold metal handcuffs. The crowd cheered once again, their approval echoing through the plaza. As Jason was led toward the police car, he passed Liam, who shook his head in disbelief. "Hope this is a wake-up call, man," Liam said quietly. "You really screwed up." Jason didn't reply. For once, he was silent, consumed by the weight of his actions. The police car door slammed shut with a decisive click, the sound punctuating Jason's downfall. The plaza began to settle, the crowd dispersing as the drama faded. The guard adjusted his uniform, his stoic expression unwavering. With practiced precision, he resumed his post as if nothing had happened. Inside the police car, Jason sat in stunned silence. His mind raced, replaying every moment that had led to his arrest. For the first time, there were no witty comebacks, no smug remarks, just the harsh realization of how far his arrogance had taken him. This wasn't just a lesson in humility. It was a reminder that respect isn't optional, and sometimes the price of overconfidence is far steeper than public embarrassment.